You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rodriguez for Black and White Sports 2. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson, because we knew somehow, some way, this was going to end up becoming about race. I don't know how. There's some blatant things here that the league is, as a whole, saying about this Lamar Jackson situation. There are some real, in my opinion, valid reasons why Lamar Jackson has not gotten some massive, huge contract. The main thing is he still wants a guaranteed deal, okay? He wants a Deshaun Watson deal. And I understand from Lamar's standpoint of he's probably sitting back going somewhere, and he's like, you know, Deshaun Watson got all that money, and look at his character. I cannot fault Lamar Jackson for having that thought, okay? Because as far as we know, Lamar Jackson's a pretty good character guy, except I'm going to call foul, because where are you at on a team level? And what I mean by that is you set out the end of the season and you set out a playoff game, okay? And I understand you say you had a PCL injury, all right? But when there's so many people around the league, including in the Ravens organization, that believes you were healthy enough to play in those games, that doesn't look good. It means you chose to put your money ahead of the team in a very crucial time of the year. Also, that's the other thing. All right? You missed a significant amount of games for 2 seasons in a row. That's another issue the Ravens have right now. It truly is. Okay? But let's get to this, because somebody you knew somehow, some way, Bobby Burack over at Outkick sort of picked up on this. But Dez Bryant has just come out and said, the former Dallas Cowboy, a local guy, to me, he's from about 2 hours from here. I saw Dez play in high school in Lufkin, Texas, and no doubt about it. I mean, Dez Bryant was a total badass. He was. And one of the best wide receivers we've seen in about the last 15 years. But in true lazy-ass fashion, this is now becoming about being black, and I simply do not know how. And ESPN is not helping the situation, which is something that Bobby Burack points out. Let's look at Dez's tweet here. I'm sorry, and I'm ready to accept all of the shit talking that's going to come with what I'm about to say. What I dislike heavy about the NFL, whenever guys like Lamar Jackson and other black athletes perform past their contracts, it's always a problem whenever it's times to be paid. Okay. Don't draft the player if the character is such a concern. Again, Lamar's not been in any trouble. I don't think anybody's bringing up a character issue in the same way they would with Deshaun Watson. NFL needs to understand it is an investment on both sides, and the player usually loses at the end. Pay Lamar what he deserves and stop the madness. Well, look, the owners are always going to come out ahead, all right, because they own the team, right? They own the team. The Baltimore Ravens placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on quarterback Lamar Jackson. He can now negotiate with other teams, though the Ravens have the right to match any offer. Outside interest in Jackson is so far non-existent. At least 5 potential suitors have made it known they will not pursue the quarterback. Falcons, Dolphins, Panthers, Commanders, and Raiders. My God. Oh, my God. And, of course, that means there is some kind of racism involved. Florio did point out that Friday was not a very good day for Lamar Jackson. The Panthers trading up to number 1 with the obvious plan to draft a quarterback, unless they trade back. Yeah, that's a rumor right now. It's like, what the hell are you doing in Carolina? They won't be pursuing Jackson. And the Dolphins picking up the 5th-year option on Tua Tagovailoa, a potential pairing with Jackson's hometown team. Ain't happening. So, in other words, basically what happened there was that absolutely positively rules out those two places as potentials. Now you've got ESPN. All right, the guys over at ESPN, the race baiters over at ESPN coming out. Former backup quarterback RG3, Robert Griffin III, suggested in a tweet that Jackson's situation, quote, smells suspicious. Okay. While Jackson doesn't have an agent, ESPN has served as a chief advocate for the past year. Griffin, Ryan Clark, Stephen A. Smith, and Chris Canty have covered him without objectivity, vilifying Baltimore for not making him the highest paid player in league history. Each analyst, subtly or not so subtly, has cited racism for Jackson's contract status. Plus, Marcus Spears, in a not so subtle way, Spears prefaced a bashing of the NFL by reminding viewers that Jackson is, quote, a black quarterback and thus treated unfairly. Okay. Well, look, this guy right here, and of course he got attacked when he said it, but this guy just come out and said it. Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Mahomes, each consecutively got massive deals and are the highest paid players in the league. One quarterback that missed 10 games over 2 seasons doesn't get a new contract. He turned down one, by the way. And everyone is like, quote, you hate black players. I mean, the guy's absolutely not wrong here. But this is where it becomes weird. This guy answers and says, they not Lamar type of black. And you know it. Stop the cap. I mean, what the hell are you talking about? They're not Lamar kind of black? Look, there's a few things at work here. Number one, the word circulating around is that teams do not want to work with Lamar Jackson because he does not have an agent. Okay, that has greatly made this a lot more complicated than it needed to be. All right? Again, agents hear things all the time, all right, from teams that aren't going to make the player very happy if it was to get back to the player, but that's why the agent is there, is to run as a buffer. Also, we're talking about an unbelievable amount of money, and they want an agent there to be involved in the process. All right? That is an issue for teams. All right? The other issue, and I keep saying this over and over again, the league has sent a clear message. Deshaun Watson's contract was a massive, massive black eye for the league. Every owner and every NFL team and every executive knows it, except the clown show in Cleveland. All right? Now, I don't know if you guys realize this, but I found out the other day that Cleveland was essentially pushed aside and ostracized at the owners' meetings. The other owners didn't want anything to do with Jimmy Haslam. Why? Deshaun Watson's fully guaranteed contract. And for the umpteenth time, the league has sent a message. Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, all these contracts, Daniel Jones, Derek Carr, all these contracts has come after the fact of Deshaun Watson. The NFL has already reset it. Lamar is not getting that contract. You want to know why so many teams come out and said so quickly they were out? That was not a message at Lamar. That was a message to say the course correction has been done. stop asking for the fully guaranteed contract. It is a salary-capped league, and the Cleveland Browns were viewed as desperate, and they gave Deshaun the farm. They won't do it again. All right? And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it matters what quarterback it would be right now. They're not doing a fully guaranteed contract. All right? So that's the other thing. Then you've got the perception that maybe, just maybe, he quit on his team at the end of the last year. All right? And he decided not to play in the playoff game. And yeah, everybody around the league claims, they understand that he's claiming he was hurt. But you got a bunch of people out there that don't believe that. All right? Right, wrong, or indifferent. They believe he chose to sit at a crucial time of the year when a franchise quarterback should be available because he did not like his contract. None of that has anything to do with race. Not a thing. All right? And the fact that there's so many black quarterbacks that's been paid and that are at the top, I think 5 of the top 8 quarterbacks in the league that have been paid are black. At the top of the pay scale for quarterbacks. That does not invoke major smoke signals of racism at all. It's absurd, and really, it should end the argument. But ESPN has turned race into, a storyline. And it should not come into these storylines, by the way. It shouldn't. That's why so many people have tuned them out. But, oh my God, I'm getting a headache. It's got to be race. Dez Bryant, look at who has been paid. It has been black quarterbacks, 5 out of the top 8 black quarterbacks. And please don't come back with, but Patrick Mahomes is biracial. Some of y'all are literally measuring blackness. God, that's racist as shit. That, in fact, makes you a racist. Do you not get that? Wow. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Lamar Jackson not getting a guaranteed contract. He's not. Now, he may get a largely guaranteed contract, but he's not getting a fully guaranteed contract. It's clear the NFL as a whole has sent a message, and it wasn't just to Lamar. They sent the same message to all those other quarterbacks, Derek Carr, Daniel Jones included. It's not happening. Peace. I'm out. Till next time, Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.